Hey y'all, it's your girl Jossie, aka J Renee, back at it again with another video. Today we are going to be making bralettes. I make a lot of bralettes just cause they're cute and whatever. And today we're gonna be using fur, so get groovy with it. But remember, you can use any type of fabric that you want, any type of anything. The pattern works for any type of fabric really. But we're gonna use fur today. But before we get into the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video. Get me to 100 subscribers and I'll have a new little intro video, which is exciting. Yay. Give me a comment or two and make my day. I would love it. Also, I just wanted to put out there that all the clothes that I'm going to, maybe not all of them, but most of the clothes that I'm going to be making from now on are going to be on my Depop. My Depop website will be right here and in the comments and in the description box below. So yeah, go check that out. I have some really cool stuff there. So all right, let's get into the video. Hey y'all, so of course we're gonna need your fabric. I got this from Walmart for $13, which is actually pretty good for just 1 yard. Also, you need scissors and a ruler and your pattern. I just took this pattern and used it from this bralette that I already had. It has 2 panels, so I traced it out on a piece of paper and traced out the 2 panels, and they fit almost perfectly like that. But I also added like a 1/4 inch for seam allowance. And for the band, that's kind of like a 2-inch thing, and then it's like 15 inches around, almost half of my torso. So I'm opening up the fabric. I haven't used it before, but like my white fur fabric, I use that for everything. So I'm probably going to use this brown one for everything as well and make whatever I want with it. So you're just going to pin down all of the pieces, making sure that on the opposite side that the cups go along with the grain of how the fur is flowing. So like I turned it over just to make sure that the fur was flowing on the same side that would have the cups going, and then like you could brush it down whenever you cut them out. And so when cutting them out, I use like smaller cuts, not like big large cuts, because you don't want to cut right through the fur and make it all blunt. Like you want to have some fur that like is like real popping, and just you want to keep the fur's length, so you don't want to make too long of a cut. So just cut bluntly, like real short cuts, if that makes sense, just around all of it. And you're gonna need 4 of these, so 2 of each cups in the fur, cut out 2 of them, and just 1 of them in the long band piece. So then it should look like that. So take your lining. I just used this fabric that I had. I like thrifting stuff, so I'm not really sure where this fabric came from, but it's kind of stretchy, and I just cut out 2 of those from the pattern that I had. So now take the opposite 2 panels that we had before and pin those together. What you want to do is actually pin them on the curved side, so you'll just have more room as a cup instead of pinning them on like the straighter side. It just makes a lot of sense. Just do it that way. I did it wrong and it like ended up flat. So pin on the curved side so you'll have a lot more room for the cups. And so then we're just going to sew that down right at the edge, about a 1/4 inch seam, a straight seam, nothing too fancy. And make sure that it stays aligned and that you get both parts underneath. And do that for both the lining and the fabric. So now we're going to take your elastic. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention you need an elastic. And take the band and the lining piece and put those together. I'm now measuring myself to see how much elastic and I'm going to need. So the band that I cut out first of the fabric was 15 inches, and my torso is about 28 inches. So I'm gonna cut about 13, maybe a little less because it is elastic, about 13 inches of the elastic, and then sandwich the elastic right in between the fur fabric and the lining fabric. Pin that together right in the middle, as you can see, and then pin all the way around. Remember to sandwich it in through both sides. Now just go sew the 3 sides down. And it should look like this. And cut off the corners so when you flip it right side out, it'll fold easily. And then I didn't sew this right, so I'm having to take out the fur because from the seam, because I didn't make sure it wasn't in the seam correctly, but hopefully you don't have that problem. Now I'm cutting out some pieces for the straps from the same fabric I used for the lining. The straps were about 1.5 inches long maybe, but this was also like real stretchy fabric, so it really depends. So now I'm just ironing them all out because I got this little iron from Walmart, little steam fast thing. It's real cute and I love it. And then take 2 of them and put them together at the top and sew that down. So then to make the straps, you're going to fold in the sides into each other so there is no raw seam open. So like fold the sides together and then fold it on itself again, if that makes sense. So I think I did a straight stitch or a zigzag stitch because it is stretchy. But for straps, it doesn't really matter if it stretches or not. And that's how it should look. And I only needed 2 of them. I didn't need all 4 because it stretched. So then for the cups, I cut the straps in half and I sandwiched that between the fur and the lining, making sure the fur was faced up and the lining was right side to right side. And then sandwich the straps right at the top of like the triangle. And then sew that down all the way around and cut off the excess as well. And then when you flip it out, it should look like this. I'm just brushing off all the fur because it's a lot of fur that just gets everywhere. And so for the last part, we are almost finished. We just have to attach the band to the cups. I started right at the corners and went in a couple for both of them. And then I went on the other side, started over there, making sure that if they needed to meet in the middle that they would cross, just to make sure it's even on both sides. But everybody's body is different. Like the cups matched the half band width that I needed, so I don't know, this might not be the same measurement for you because it probably isn't. I'm kind of small, so yeah. And then you're just going to sew that down like a straight stitch and then cut off the excess to make it look a little cleaner. Just like that, like so. And then there you go. That is your bralette. And you were on and popping. Let's go try this baby on. Oh, look how cute. And the band in the back. Yay. So I also did this in white. Of course, I did a couple in white. I don't have videos for those. And I also made matching slides for a friend. And this is just showing y'all to check out my Depop because I have all of this, most of the stuff that I made, like I mentioned, on there. So go check it out. There's some awesome stuff there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.